what's up? Garbage Time Sports. BT is here, and of course, I am your host, Hoot Hobbs. So let's talk about it, bro. Let's talk about it. You had it pulled up. Let's talk about the NCAA football Way-Too-Early poll.
Yeah, this is the college football rankings. This was released a day ago, so I take it for what it is. It's way too early.
Right.
But this is who's getting respect and who's getting disrespect. All right, so number one, we got Alabama Crimson Tide, because of course we do.
I say, I am actually shocked. And the next one, I'll be appalled.
Ohio State Buckeyes, number two.
Once again, I'm just flabbergasted at that.
Number three, Georgia Bulldogs.
Makes sense.
Just shocked, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Number four, Utah Utes. So Utah, number four.
Legitimately shocked.
Okay.
Legitimately shocked.
That one does kind of jump off the page at you. Top five.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, let's see here. Yep.
Yeah, if
What is that? Is that a typo? What is that?
Yeah.
Utah. What is this?
I don't know what this says about the Pac-12, really, if you want to know the truth. But, all right, number five, Texas A&M Aggies. Aggies getting top 10, top 5 respect.
How is Jimbo getting top 5 respect, though? I mean, don't get me wrong.
He doesn't even have a starting quarterback.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that they beat Alabama, but, bro, what?
I guess what I'm reading here, and I get full transparency, ESPN.com, if you want to read this list. You can find it on there. But it looks like it's because they have a quarterback, two good quarterbacks coming in, Max Johnson and Connor Wayman, and there's going to be a fight over who's going to be the starting quarterback.
Gotcha.
So they have two talented quarterbacks.
They thinking they're going to bring, captain, my captain, and really do some damage this year.
Yeah, it just depends which one of these young men step up and take leadership of that team.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so number 6, Notre Dame. Again, my eyes can't roll any harder.
And they can't roll loud enough for people to hear it. Just, oh, my gosh, Notre Dame.
They have their own channel called NBC.
It's true, though.
All right, number 7, NC State. So NC State getting a little bit of love here. Number 8.
I feel like NC State got a lot of love there, but okay.
Yeah, you're right. They really did.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm not saying they're scrubs, but, I mean, top 10? That's crazy. Anyway, go ahead.
It's early projection. Michigan State, number 8. Just slightly beating out number 9, Michigan. So it's going to be a toss-up which team in Michigan's going to be
the same thing it is every year, you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Michigan versus Michigan State?
Oklahoma State, number 10. So the Pokies getting some love there. Yeah. Top 10 Pokies.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. I don't watch enough of that big, whatever they are.
Big 12.
Big 12. Are they 12 still?
I think, well, I mean, there's actually 4 teams, but it's the big 4 times 3, so.
It's that Big 12 math.
Yeah.
All right, number 11, Clemson Tigers. Not showing any love for the Tigers.
Not really giving Clemson much love. I mean, I think Clemson's probably going to be a much better team than A&M.
And I also think that there's someone to contend with. They're going to be in the conversation for not just ACC, but for the title contention.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're always in the conversation. At least early in the year, Clemson is always in the conversation for a national championship because it's that caliber team.
Yeah, so we'll see about that. Here is going to be the one that's going to somewhere Colby feels this one. Number 12, USC Trojans.
Yeah,
they're getting a lot of love. Top 25.
It's because their coach has mastered smoking brisket in a microwave, right?
Well, it's actually because he's brought in 13 players transferring from Oklahoma.
So it's the USC Sooners. I mean, seriously, come on. Come on. Who cares? Nobody likes either team. So
not around here. They don't give a damn. All right, number 13, Houston Cougars. The Cougars getting some love.
They did get a lot of love. But, I mean, Houston's not a scrub team either.
No, they went 8-0 in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Number 14, Boomer Sooner. It's the Oklahoma Sooners minus everybody we just mentioned that went to Oklahoma.
Okay, so...
USC.
I understand, but I do have to ask this. You don't have a quarterback at Oklahoma, right?
Key addition, Dylan Gabriel, quarterback. So no.
Okay, so you have a new coach, you have a new quarterback, and you're thinking top 15.
First time ever head coach Brent Venables, too.
Yeah.
He's done a nice job reloading through transfer portal because he did get the before named Dylan Gabriel, who's a transfer from UCF.
Okay.
And he threw for 8,000 yards and 70 touchdowns in 3 seasons at UCF. So that's why they're hopeful about him being able to step in.
Yeah, that's good.
And with the better, more talent in Oklahoma and just everything that is the Oklahoma program. So there's hope there.
Yeah.
But Invincibles has fixed defenses in the past, but considering the amount of people they lost, I'm not seeing this. And also they're going to be going up against Oklahoma State, and OSU's not having these same issues.
No.
So, all right, moving on.
Yeah,
Number 15, Pittsburgh. The Panthers. So far, you notice anybody I haven't named as we're slowly creeping down this list. Number 16, Oregon Ducks.
Okay.
Quack, quack, Pac-12.
Yeah.
Pac-12.
And they're actually not even good. They just have awesome uniforms. That's why everyone loves Oregon.
Yeah, new head coach, too.
All right.
Wake Forest, Demon Deacons, number 17. Wake Forest getting some love here, top 20.
Yeah.
Baylor Bears, 18. Still
I mean, that's
12
I
and
think,
2
I think
last
that's
year.
that's actually pretty fair to put them at number 18.
They've been working hard. They got a
yeah.
heavy loaded team on some veterans there. So if there's anybody going to make a move in that conference, it's going to be Baylor. BYU 19.
That's strange.
Top 20 BYU. Number 20, the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey,
Woo Pig
Woo
did get
Pig.
top 25. Barely made it into the top 20.
Yeah, which I mean, for an ESPN thing, that's a lot of respect to put on Arkansas because I mean, especially with our football program.
What other SEC teams that we covered already that were higher on here? Alabama and Georgia.
And A&M.
And A&M.
A&M was top 5. What?
Yeah, the A&M surprises me. I
That
would
one's
maybe move
crazy,
them
man.
down closer
To 20.
15 or yeah. But we got Arkansas number 20 and moving forward, 21 Ole Miss,
Okay.
22 Kentucky,
Okay.
23 Cincinnati Bearcats.
13
and 1 last year, 8-0 in the AAC.
Yeah, and okay, that's surprising. That's surprising how
ESPN's justifying it because they're They're losing their quarterback. He's going to the NFL.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I mean that's okay. All right, I'll just leave that alone. Okay.
So that's, I guess, was really what it is. And then 24, Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay.
Who'd ever thought a day where you would see the Tennessee Volunteers lower than the Arkansas Razorbacks in a preseason poll? But here we are.
Yeah, I tell you what a crazy world this
and
is.
25, wrapping it up, Iowa Hawkeyes, because I guess, hell, you had to put them somewhere.
It's true. Yeah, man. So, okay.
So getting some love, and considering what was the record last year, 9-4.
Yeah.
It's a solid record. There's room to build on. They
Sure.
locked up Pittman long term.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pluses going here for this team.
Yeah.
Even with the huge losses at receiver and on defense, you're still going to be able to fill some of that with some of the incoming freshmen and players that were backups last year.
Yeah.
So
I'm really not concerned. I was happy to see.
I agree with the replacement, except I don't think that Texas A&M is as good as they're saying they are, because Texas A&M is never as good as they say they are. Even whenever they had Manziel, they weren't as good as they said that they were.
That's asinine to put Texas A&M in the top 5. That is insanity.
I wonder if it's not some sort of a marketing ploy by Jerry Jones to get people to go to that damn game.
Probably. The Razorbacks are going to play the Aggies. Where do they play? In AT&T. You guys want to buy some tickets?
Yeah, I got some tickets. It's 2 top 20 teams. I promise they're 2 top 20
Yeah,
teams.
with number 5 Texas A&M versus number 20 Arkansas, I'd be like, that sounds pretty one-sided to pay that much for a ticket.
Yeah, might as well. Woo Pig.
Yeah, that's right.
I hope they house them.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Never been an Aggie fan, though.
So the cool thing, though, is like our backup quarterback, Malik Hornsby, he has been working out at wide receiver. So apparently the rumor is that actually going to be moving Hornsby to replace Traylon Burks. And apparently it's working out very well. Obviously we'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to see what happens,
day,
but I will say this: keep your eye on Sanders. I think he's going to slowly climb some lists of receivers to watch.
Yeah,
because he is lightning fast.
Yeah, yeah.
He's hands down as fast as Joe Adams ever was. I'll say that.
Yeah, I love football season because like those Facebook memories pop up, and I click on them and like. During football season, it's always, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Adams.
Punt return.
Yeah, that dude was just like, punt return, okay, I'll score. And like everyone's
like, oh, you mean we're going to score now?
Yeah, for real. And it's like, listen, whatever you do when you kick this ball, make sure that one there doesn't get it because he's going to run it all the way back.
Yeah, they had to try to find new inventive ways to get the ball in his hands to try to see if he could do it on offense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like Devin Hester.
Yeah.
It's just like Dante Hall. It's just like these X-factor players. For some reason, it's not the same thing as running a kickback.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, when it's returning punts and kicks, it's magic.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll see how that goes come August or September. But in the here and now, we'll stay in the world of college for just a minute. And speaking of college, we'll talk about College Station, Texas A&M versus the Arkansas Razorbacks. It is not in Jerry's world. It's at College Station on a baseball diamond tomorrow. And, of course, when you listen to it tonight, or I guess actually afternoon. So we are starting our series with Texas A&M. The Friday, Saturday, Sunday stuff will kick off tonight at 7:30 p.m., what do we think? I know we win the series, but I think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to sweep them. I think we're going to get a 2-3 win.
No, historically, this is a tough matchup
Yeah.
for the Razorbacks because just as Arkansas is developing this monster baseball program, A&M's had a monster baseball program for a while.
Sure.
So I see them probably squeaking away with a win in the series.
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I don't see them a way where they're going to sweep this series.
No,
because
I think
it's a tough opponent, and you're going down to College Station.
Sure.
And those fans do get up to play or do get up to rally for their team down there.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, I think that's great because you're going to get it in Fayetteville. So, I mean, I think it's awesome that you get to go to College Station and you get to experience what other teams experience.
People
when
actually
they come
go to the game?
Yeah, exactly. Because if you go to, let me think of you go to an Alabama baseball game, it's not going to be full. You go to LSU baseball game, well, it would have been full, but this year didn't look so great.
Here's a question for you that I don't think that we've talked about in the past. College baseball.
Yeah.
I think that I would be more inclined to watch it if they got rid of the metal bats.
See, that's what everyone says. I kind of...
But there's the argument to say that without the metal bats, what do you have that separates college baseball from anything?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I like is I like the metal backs. I like the kings of ting, if you will. Yeah, you hear the ting, and I like that. Now, I'm still all about when they get to the majors, they got to use wood bats because, I mean, imagine if Mark McGwire had an aluminum bat. Jesus.
Barry Bonds with a metal bat, killing people.
Yeah. Oh, the ball went through him. I mean, you would have to deal with that. But in college, I still think it's awesome. Rock the metal bat.
See, I think that they should get rid of the metal bat just because you
start conditioning
these players for a professional career, and also I don't like the ping. I never liked the ping in Little League.
Yeah,
I was the kid who, when given the option of a wooden versus a metal bat, I'd play the wooden bat.
Well, you can cork a wooden bat,
but
I know you cheated in t-ball.
Yeah, from my bat that I bought from Academy Sports and Goods.
Yeah, for $30. I couldn't have one of those $400 bats that people carry now.
I always wanted the Ken Griffey Jr. signature baseball bat. I always did as a kid. Now I'm old enough to afford it. I have no purpose for it.
Yeah, you're like, why would I want that now? Oh, man. But, honestly, even in the world of MLB, college baseball, that kind of stuff right now, there's a lot going on. There's games going on all the time, but it's so early in each season that you're like, I don't know, find a game and watch it. I don't really.
It's what I've been doing. I flip on TV and then I got a Hulu subscription.
Yeah.
And it pop up a game on there. It's like, okay, let's see who's playing today. It's the Padres and who. And then I'll sit there and zone out for a little bit and realize how out of touch I've become with baseball players on the field.
Yeah,
like,
no kidding, because you're like,
who the hell is this? And they're like, oh, this kid from this farm team down in wherever.
Bro, I watched a Yankees game the other night. We're both Yankees fans, okay? I'm waiting to see Giambi get on first or something. I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, who are these guys? Finally, Brett Garner shows up, and I was like, oh, thank God, someone I know.
Yeah.
You got...
Yeah, we're back in the day when it was, Brett Gardner was a young fielder, and Melky Cabrera was still out there, and gosh, we had these farm players. Robinson Cano was still young.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Our closer was Mariano Rivera, okay?
Yeah, still out there at the age of 50.
Yeah. And still just striking them out,
He
man.
played so long that he was grandfathered in with the number 42. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, for real. That's so true, though. He was like the last dude to wear 42 because they're like, we retired the number, but,
Yeah, on Jackie,
Mariano already had
Jackie Robinson Day,
Yeah.
he was just wearing his jersey.
Everyone's wearing 42. Mariano's like, yeah, but this is my number. This is my number tomorrow night, too.
Which, in his defense, or however you want to say it, he did wear number 42 because of Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's kind of funny that they took that number, they retired the number where nobody could wear 42, except Mariano.
Yeah,
you already got it.
People are like, well, what about him? It's like, that's Mariano Rivera. He can wear what he wants.
I think he was so humble, too, and the way the story goes, he offered to change his number, and then they said, no, it's okay, because...
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so...
I say, but it's Mariano Rivera. Of course he's cool.
I mean,
that
why?
dude's awesome.
He was so humble, so calm, so quiet. So this little 5'8" guy just kind of trots out to the mound and was unhittable for 20-plus years.
I'm telling you. Everyone's like, oh, we'll smoke this fool.
Except for that one series against Boston in 03. For some reason, he became hittable. Then the next year, he was unhittable.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's because Mariano Rivera didn't play in 2003. It's like, yes, he did. Shh. No, he didn't. Anyway, so I guess we'll kind of slide off of that and get down to some real business, okay?
The real subject of the day, the thing that's been a talking point for us for a couple days now. We finally get to share with our audience.
That's right. And that's the Chicago Bulls versus Milwaukee Bucks, okay?
Yeah.
As of right now, of course, by the time you hear this...
another game
will have lapsed tonight. But right now, we're 1-1. The Bucks take game one in... we really didn't lose...
A hard-fought game.
A hard-fought game. And we didn't lose by, what, 7 points?
Yeah, no, and
we could not... Our field goal percentage was atrocious.
Yes, DeMar was struggling. The team percentage as a whole was like less
terrible.
than 22% overall.
Like, as far as shooting goes,
it was an off
Zach
shooting
looked
night.
like crap. DeMar looked like crap. Vooch looked like crap. So whenever you have that, you can't win. And you still played the defending champs.
Yeah, and Giannis got his. Giannis got his, too.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't like Giannis, but I will say this. Fast forward to game 2. DeMar got his.
Vooch got his.
Yeah, and DeMar got his in the face of Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he just was like, Giannis could not shut DeMar DeRozan down. And that was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And not to mention, it's talking about things that are fun to watch, all right? Like you were saying, Vooch got his. Vooch was hitting threes.
I think
Vooch
that's
was
critical.
working
If Vooch doesn't have 20-plus,
it's hard, man.
15 rebounds, then you don't win.
Yeah. Zach was doing good. But let's talk about a floor general, a coach out on the hardwood. Let's talk about the bald mamba. Golly, man, Alex Caruso had 426 rebounds, 33 assists, and 1,623 steals. It was incredible.
All of this is incorrect. Although I will say that I think one of the steals that he did get, they didn't credit to him in the stats, but if you rewatch the game, I'm pretty sure he had a couple steals.
Yeah, he had.
So, he was...
The point I'm getting at is Alex Caruso, even though he had 9 points in the game. So, like, his point, everyone's like, well, he only had 9 points.
Yeah, but his efficiency was off the chart.
Yeah, say he missed one shot. And not to mention, like, these dimes he's dropping everywhere, these steals he's getting, these rebounds.
He's directing players on how to switch on defense.
Man. And then it shows him in the huddle. And, like, Billy Donovan's just like, here, Alex, you tell him, and he's like, okay, you're doing this. You got to be doing it. It was just a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, he's got a career in coaching for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, we know that Alex Caruso will be probably another Steve Kerr.
Yeah,
where you have a good career.
Take right to it.
Yeah, you have yourself a good career. And then you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to start coaching this team now. And they're going to go, okay, great.
Because there's something to say about after DeMar dropped his 41 points, and in the interview, after post-game interview, he said, mentioned it's the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
And you have something that you've coined, the bald Mamba mentality, which is going out there and being a floor general.
Yeah.
It's going out there and giving your all, regardless of what you got. You know that you're not the biggest player. You're not the fastest player.
That's right.
You're not going to even probably get 20 points in this game because it's just not going to happen. However, you can leave an impact by your effort and directing the others around you so that they follow the way that you're leading by example.
Yeah, that's right.
Play smart basketball.
Exactly. That's it right there. Like it's just like
eliminate dumb mistakes, eliminate turnovers. That was another key. Is they eliminated a lot of turnovers, and Milwaukee was making turnovers.
So you've got Game 3 coming up tonight, Game 4 on Sunday, both in Chicago at the United Center. How do you see? We're 1-1 now, so let's say we're starting the series. Okay. Next 2 games, how's it play out?
I still see the Bucks as rallying from this and coming through with a victory in the series. I think that the Bulls may be able to come back and get another win, but I don't see them getting much beyond that because I don't. Middleton is the X factor now, considering that they have said that he is out for the rest of this series, at least against the Bulls. He's not going to participate or play again. That opens up and leaves a vulnerability for them because he was just devastating on the wing.
Yeah.
So I hesitate to say what I was saying before, where they won the game that they won, then they get swept the rest of the way.
Yeah.
However, I don't see the Bulls having enough in them, considering how they've played defense.
Yeah.
They've had games like this where they've got up for a game. Can they match that same intensity? Can they have that same shooting night where the buckets are falling rather than rimming out like they have been?
Right.
So there's a lot of factors here, and also Giannis is going to come back angrier than ever, and even at their best, they weren't only containing him. They weren't stopping him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I think that whenever you're going up against Milwaukee, that really is the best you can hope for, is to contain Giannis, is to manage his numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot stop him from putting numbers on the sheet, whether it be rebounding, scoring, whatever. Giannis is the Greek freak for a reason. This dude is incredible.
I saw him decide, like in his eyes, I want to score a basket. He got the ball and he just lifted it up and dunked it in. Nobody was going to jump higher than him.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Stop me? That's kind of the Giannis thing.
It's that decision making of, okay, they've stopped. They can't stop me. Now they think they can stop me. I'm going to pass it.
Yeah.
And then that next guy making that shot.
Yeah.
Now, Bobby Portis has been making those shots when deferred the ball.
Grayson,
punk-ass bitch Allen has been making the shots when they've been going that direction.
Hey, folks, did you know Grayson Allen's a punk? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So you have these guys that are coming in here. Drew Holiday had an off night. That's the thing, is if Drew Holiday...
without Chris Middleton, and if Drew Holiday has another off night, here's my mentality on it. Giannis... And see, there's a lot of things that have to fall into place for this to work, right? But let's say that the Bulls we saw in Game 2 are the Bulls we're going to see for the rest of this series, okay?
Okay.
Let's just use that as the control here in this particular experiment.
Well, in their defense, they have done it 2 games in a row. So, yes, minus the shots not falling in Game 1,
right.
They have given us the same effort for 2 games.
Very intense gameplay.
And they're headed home, which is huge because the United Center is going to be rocking.
And that place is... I wouldn't want to be an opposing team in the United Center, not because of like anything
hostilities.
Not like
you want to throw batteries like Philly fans.
We're not going to sit here and say that Philly fans are terrible no matter what sport. But maybe I am. Anyway, but no, I mean, but because of the atmosphere, it's electric there, and like when you're on the opposing side of that, lack of a better way of putting it, that electricity. I mean, you've been on the opposing end of electricity before. That ain't fun.
No, it gets in your head.
Yeah,
it can get to you because there's everybody in that arena is not a fan of you.
Yeah,
and while that's typical, anybody that goes out and plays on any given night, the other in the opposing arena, they're not going to be a fan. However, there's something to say about the electricity of an arena with a crowd. And that magic, especially when the ball starts going, momentum starts going in the opposite direction.
It's just like Bud Walton Arena, man. That's crazy.
It's rocking, it's loud, you can't hear yourself. You're not feeling the hype, you're feeling the anxiety, and then into just timeout.
Yeah, that's the only, I have one option, time out from the game.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited about it.
So anyway, for this experiment, we'll use this as control. is that the Bulls we've seen for game 1 and 2, but specifically game 2 because shots were falling. That's the Bulls team we're going to see the rest of the series, okay? If Drew Holiday has an off night without, because you don't have Chris Middleton, so if Drew Holiday has an off night, I don't think Giannis can beat us by himself. You know what I'm saying? Even with the help of Bobby. They can't hang with that.
It's like
the problem is Drew Holiday doesn't have a lot of off nights.
Yeah, exactly. He's had a couple of bad nights, and there's something to be said. It's the same issue we run into with DeMar being the king of the mid range. It's still only worth 2 points.
I know, and I agree with that because you're like, man, you'll sit there and watch DeMar get his points, right? And you're like, dang, man. And then you're like, but we're not catching up because we don't have anyone that's hitting threes. If Vooch isn't, I mean, how bad is it that I feel like Vooch might be our 3-point shooter?
Well,
you know what I mean?
On game 1, Vooch went 2 for 10 from 3-point line,
which
2
is
for
not
17 or something even more ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was very, very low
was
shooting,
and
he kept jacking them up, but he was missing them.
Right.
The last game, he had more efficiency from the 3-point line. Shots were falling. So if the shot's falling for Vooch and it opens up the whole game because you have to guard that perimeter with the post player, and Giannis can't just push fools out of the way and have his run with the ball. So there's factors here, and I think, in my humble opinion, it all comes through Vooch. If Vooch has a bad game, we're screwed.
Yeah.
If Vooch plays well, we're in it, and then it depends on if DeMar's having an off night and Zach's having an off night. If none of these guys are having an off night, Milwaukee can suck it. There's nothing they can do.
If everyone's on, then I don't know that there's a team. I don't know if CP3 and the Suns can hang with the Bulls if everyone's on.
I will say this. DeMar at his best, Zach at his best, full strength. You got Ball and Caruso and Patrick Williams and everyone playing at their top tier, Vooch. There's nobody in the league that can play better than them. They can play on the same level as them, but there's no one that can play better than them as a team. It's just right now we don't have full strength because they are down. Whether it makes sense or not, you are down one player, but he is such an important player.
Well, Zoe is because Zoe is our 3-point shooter. I mean, that's just the truth. Zoe is our 3-point,
and he's that point guard on the court that Alex Caruso can't be because Alex can't be in the game all game long.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever you need to give someone a rest, those two complement each other so well, and they can mimic each other. It almost seems like with the way they run the floor.
Yeah, and there's the razzle dazzle that you get with Lonzo as well.
Yeah, that's
he's got magic handle with the ball. So.
Yeah, that's true. Where Caruso's a little more fundamental. He plays white guy basketball. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I mean, it's like, well, I mean, it's good. It's not. It's kind of boring, but it's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caruso. I'm still a huge fan. Like he listens anyway. It's going to be funny. He's like, so I was checking out the Hoot Hop show. And I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. But so I was watching another game last night. I watched the Golden State Warriors last night. Okay. And they beat Denver, I believe. Let me look that up real quick before I say they beat them because I fell asleep. Yeah. Oh, barely. But they did win. They beat Denver by 5, which is about. I was at the end of the game whenever I passed out.
What was the final stat line?
Okay, the final stat line. Okay, final score 118-113 Golden State. And let me pull up.
Did Jokic see his points and his rebounds? Because I would assume he would. Draymond had a couple moves on him. I did see in the highlight package. Draymond looked good. Draymond looked good last night. I think he comes to play. He comes to life in playoff time.
Yeah. Oh, man, dude, I don't know what I'm doing with my computer right now. Okay, there we go. My goodness. Okay, let's see here. You want to know about Jokic?
I just want to know who was the hot scores for both teams. How many points did Poole have? How many points did Curry have? I guess we'll get down
so here we go. Curry and Poole both had 27 points. And then Klay Thompson had 26. The next closest is Gary Payton the second, with 11 points. Like, could you imagine Gary Payton out there? What is it? What was the movie? Uncle Drew?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me look at the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon with 18 points, 4 assists, 12 rebounds.
That's pretty solid.
That's a solid game, but I'll tell you what, he didn't look nearly as good as his stat line.
No, and also if Jokic's not dropping 50 points on you, with that type of a stat line, you're not going to win that game.
Yeah, so Joker ended up with 18 rebounds, 5 assists, 37 points.
Okay, so he still got his MVP
he got
numbers.
His. Yeah, nobody else was even close. The next closest was Will Barton with 13 points.
But you're going to have to try to outshoot the Splash Brothers and little brother Jordan Poole. So
yeah, but seriously, whenever you've got Jordan Poole putting up the numbers he is, I think you got Klay Thompson and Steph Curry doing the same thing. I mean, how do you do it? How do you keep up with it? You got Draymond Green putting or Draymond Green doesn't play for him anymore. Well, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Draymond's still there.
But Andre Drummond, he's putting. Let's see here. I got that mixed up. Excuse me, Draymond Green. Draymond Green, not Andre Drummond.
Yeah, Andre Drummond, I think, is a Laker. Right?
Yeah, he went to the Lakers. That was my bad. Anyway, sorry. Draymond Green, he had 10 assists, had 5 rebounds, but he only had 6 points.
Yeah, but he plays this impact, and he's a pest. There's that too. I still think the Golden State's going to pull this one out, and it should be interesting down the run. But what about being a player, the skill level and stature of Steph Curry, being the MVP of the All-Star game and coming off the bench in a playoff game because you're deferring to your teammate?
Yeah, what does that say about you as a leader? You know what I'm saying? To me, it says a lot about your character and why you're in this business. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, Steph is still
young man.
Yeah, Steph's still a young man.
Still younger than both of us, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
He's
like 30, 31.
He's 31. He's 2 years younger than I am. And, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm 33. I'm a young man. Steph is...
Yeah, but in NBA terms, you'd be looking towards the middle of end of your career.
Yeah, looking towards, like, just, over the hill, if you will.
You would be past your prime, possibly, if you were a professional athlete.
We're
trying to hang on to your twilight years till you could retire.
Yeah,
but
where Steph, Steph is still in his prime right now.
Yeah, still killing it.
And I just love how they, apparently, this is all rumored, but apparently the conversation went, hey, all right, Steph, we'll work you back into starting lineup. And he's like, nah, Jordan's going off. Let him do it. I'll come off the bench. But what does that say about his confidence too? He's like, I don't care if I start. I'll go in off the bench. I'll still get mine. I'm Steph Curry.
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
But the humility it takes
to say, I'll sit it out.
To say that while I'm a captain,
yeah,
this young man's got the start. He's our best option to win right now. Put him in.
And I think that says a lot about Steph Curry.
Because Steph Curry, especially in the NBA, how many people are going to do that?
Exactly. Well, how many people are going to do that? How many people are going to do that who are, like you said, the captain of the team, the franchise player? When people think Golden State Warriors, they think Steph Curry or they think Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just what it is. And for him to be like, no, let this youngster get out and get his. He's hot, man. You got to let him. You cannot let him cool down.
Let me say this, okay? We're talking Brooklyn Nets here. Kevin Durant is struggling right now. He's struggling. Ben Simmons is about to step in and play. Now we both know this isn't going to happen because it's Ben Simmons.
Right.
Let's say Ben Simmons steps in here. They don't need him running the point. They need him playing power forward.
Nope.
And he's got a hot touch going.
Okay.
You think Kevin Durant is going to let him?
Nope. He's going to be like, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, no, Kevin. No. And he's like, I'm Kevin Durant.
And then if Ben Simmons had put together like 6 straight games of 50 points, he's still not starting that game.
Nope.
No. Because setting egos aside, I don't see Durant being a level to be able to do that.
No.
Now, comparing Jordan Poole to Ben Simmons, apologies to Jordan Poole.
Yeah, for Jordan, that's not what we meant. Okay. Because Ben Simmons is a scrub.
Until Ben proves otherwise, I'm on the same boat as you.
Yeah, he's a scrub, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that whenever he first came into the league, he made a big splash and he was something to be talked about in Philly. And then he was like, oh, yeah, I'm a super awesome basketball player. I just won't try to get any better. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't try to get better, you're inevitably going to get worse because guess what? Every person around you is still trying to get better.
You want an example of it? I mean, who didn't have immediate superstar acclaim, who didn't immediately jump out at you like this guy's going to set the world on fire with his ability?
Yeah.
The Greek freak, Giannis.
Yeah.
I don't even want to butcher his last name.
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
But whenever he came out through the draft, he wasn't a good 3-point shooter. He had a wild shooting mechanic that still didn't.
Super skinny.
It was awful. He didn't have any meat on him. He couldn't post up against the bigger players. So
he had the height, but no.
Yeah,
like,
he
had the height and no ass.
He had the raw skill and he had the height, but he had no body or nothing else to it. And now in the game against the Chicago Bulls, he just passed Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring leader in playoff points.
Yep.
So that in itself should say something. And he's, year 8, I think is what this is. So come on, Ben Simmons. Step your game up, buddy.
Step it up. Step it up.
Because it's time for you to develop a shot and prove those people that have faith in you right. Because I'm on the same boat as Hoot here. I don't think offensively you have the talent to be a viable threat. Defensively, though, there's so much talent there.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll definitely agree with that. 2K has his numbers way too high, though.
Yeah, I agree. He pisses me off.
Yeah, because he can make...
Of course, they do with Zion and the Pelicans as well. Like, Zion and the Pelicans in simulation win the championship. I have simulated 3 seasons. They've won the championship 2 out of 3.
You're like, what?
And then
Zion's all they have.
Yeah, and it's like in Zion, they have him playing. That's the difference on the sim is he's playing. But
reality says that Zion hasn't played in the pros yet.
Like 72 games, I think is what it is.
Yeah, over the course of what, 4 seasons now?
3 seasons?
3 seasons.
3 seasons. And I'm not like you. I think Zion Williams is everything he's hyped up to be.
No, I don't
think he wants to play for the Pelicans.
I think that's what it is. Well, I would say no. That was Colby. I say I'm on board. Yeah. I think Zion is as special as they say he is, but I don't agree with what he's doing because I agree with you right there too. Yeah. I think it's like, well, I don't want to play for the Pelicans, so I'm just not going to play. I'm like, what do you think? Like Chicago's looking at Zion right now, being like, oh man, let's try to get him. Okay.
We need a power forward, dude. We have Javonte Green and Patrick Williams. While he's a development, he's like a small forward, power forward.
So let me go ahead and give you this though. Do I want the talent that is Zion on Chicago? Yes, but
you want the baggage.
But what if he doesn't want to play for Chicago? So what's he going to do? Just not play?
It's true that you want players that want to play for your franchise, that respect it, that aren't just coming for the money.
Yeah, well, and another thing is like I want
to mess up team chemistry.
I just want a player who wants the opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't want to play for this team, man. If any pro team calls me tomorrow, I'm like, bro, I am at the 76ers. Call me tomorrow. If the Pistons call me tomorrow and say, hey, you want to come play ball for us? I'm like, I'm on the way. Well, I will be out of the league in 3 minutes.
Let me say this. I did watch an episode of NBA Rookies, which I guess was that show that ESPN had when Zion was a rookie that year.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball bought him a brand new, I think like PlayStation 4 or something or whatever it was, or maybe even a 5 at that time. But he bought him brand new. But he bought it for the entire team. He bought everybody one for Christmas. Maybe he joins the Bulls. At least he pays that back.
Yeah, maybe. Lonzo's like, come on, PS5. Like, Lonzo, you can go buy your own PS5. He's like, but I bought him one.
No, it was awesome, though, because it was custom. Like, he got everybody on the team a custom game system.
That's pretty cool.
Like, with their initials, colors, pretty awesome. It was really nice. Yeah. Like, it's a sweet gesture.
Lonzo's a pretty classy dude, it seems like. Yeah. LaMelo, not so much. LaMelo but LaMelo acts his age.
And LaMelo is so young.
That's what I'm saying. He just acts his age.
Yeah, and LaMelo also knows that he is
something special.
He's something special in that team, that family, all.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he really is. LaMelo Ball, I love Lonzo because he's a Bull, and I even liked him when he was a Laker. But I love Lonzo, but LaMelo, man, there's something about that kid. He's special, man.
Well, as soon as they called his number on draft day, and then whenever I saw him suit up for the Hornets, when I first saw him, I'm like, oh wow, he looks like Lonzo Ball, but like younger.
Yeah.
And then I watched him play. It's like, oh no, this guy right here is superstar. Yeah. So I hope he gets.
But that's the thing. I think Lonzo's superstar. I think LaMelo is even higher. I mean, LaMelo Ball is a very impressive ball player. And it's just because of, he has the handles. Yeah. He's got the shot. He's got the IQ. He's got the vision. It's got the everything.
Yeah, dope shoes.
Yeah. And don't forget about them shoes.
Those shoe game is on point every night.
For real. Golly, I love his shoes.
Right, me too. I'm like, every time I watch it, it's like, all right. I'll watch him play. But
yeah, it's like, let me pick the shoes.
Dude, they're orange tonight.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But getting back to it, is this, like, I think that the Bulls could use the talent that is Zion. But once again, what if Zion doesn't want to play for Chicago, so what's he going to do? Just show up and then be like, never mind, I don't want to play. That, lack of a better way of putting it, that kind of diva mentality there, if I don't get what I want, then nobody does. I don't really get down with that myself. I don't like that. But, once again, that's my opinion on the subject.
Miami leads Atlanta 2-0.
Oh, I forgot about the Hawks.
Philly leads the Raptors 3-0.
Toronto's,
So Philly's going to win that series probably.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee-Chicago series has been interesting. It's dicey.
It is.
Boston's been killing the Nets, and Boston is scary right now.
Yeah.
Man. Boston. I'm telling you, Bulls don't want that Boston smoke. But they did beat the Celtics one time this season.
They did, which is more than they've beat
anybody else.
Yeah, anybody.
So, and on the other side, you got Phoenix and the Pelicans, which tied at 1-1.
Right.
Didn't see that happening, but
I didn't either. But I come on, the Suns take that one.
Dallas, Utah. Dallas leads 2-1.
Yeah, Dallas ends up clinching that one.
Golden State, Denver 3-0. Golden State.
Yeah, that's over with already. I think in the next game,
And Memphis and Minnesota 2-1 lead Memphis. I don't see John Morant letting them lose to.
No, not to Cat and Pat Bev.
Yeah, and Pat Beverly. No.
There's a part of me that has that pro hog thing, like, come on, Minnesota, and then I'm like, yeah, but I mean, have you watched John Morant this year? I want that kid to win.
Right,
Golly,
he's incredible.
Man.
We have such incredible stars on each and every one of those teams. The league is in good hands right now.
It really is, man, and it's very interesting. Like, it's gotten back to where, like, there for a while you kind of had the just try to get your numbers, so you had run down and shoot, and nobody tries to rebound, and they just run down and shoot, and that got boring.
And I don't want to talk his name in the mud. Like, I'm not trying to denigrate him at all, but like the J.R. Smiths.
Yeah.
Like, he'll have a great season. He'll average a stat line of 25 points a game.
Yep.
And he'll be a great three-point shooter for you. But is he a great shooter to the level of a Bird Magic, or is he just reaping the benefits of the system and the league that he's playing in now?
Reaping the benefits.
Exactly. Or the league he's playing in then, because, even now he's on the verge of retirement. So I'm just a point of example.
Yeah. But no, okay, so let's see here. We got Philly, Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think the Sixers take that.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't.
Hawks are playing
the Heat.
The Heat.
So it'll be the Heat versus the Sixers.
Yeah, I would say Tyler's going to end up taking that one. I mean, my homeboy Tyler, he played ball in South Beach. Anyway, okay, so you'll have the Heat versus the Sixers, then you'll have Celtics
and the Bulls.
And
if the Bulls squeak past that, they have to take on the winner of that. So it's a tough road.
It's a tough road to the finals, baby. And I'm going to be real with everybody here, because everyone knows that we're Bulls fans and that's who we want to see be champions. I think if the Bulls carry their momentum to get past Milwaukee, I think they fall to Boston. I just do.
If they have enough in them to get past Milwaukee, they don't have enough to get past Boston.
Because if somehow, some way, after getting past Milwaukee and Boston, you got to go up against Miami, you're done. You just can't take that much abuse whenever you're not the stronger. Like I said, every underdog can win any given night, right? But to continue it for that long, there's no way. Like, I just don't think the Bulls are there yet. I think it's going to be I think that they're really in serious contention for next year.
Oh, next year, and all biases aside, they got to be a favorite to at least represent.
Yeah, with the return of Lonzo and losing nobody of any kind of importance.
It will hinge on re-signing Zach. But I don't see them letting Zach go.
They'll max him out to keep him.
Vooch is coming up on contract as well. That could be a sign and trade maybe if they want to use him, because there's been talks of trading, but you have to have equal value because you need.
Yeah, so you have to.
He is so vital to the success of this team, but I'm going to lean towards deferring to AK and that leadership of the general manager office has been doing because they have built this team up from bare bones. They literally kept Kobe White, Zach LaVine, and Patrick Williams.
Yeah,
Those are the only three players that they've kept. Everybody else been cut, gone, released, or moved on.
Right.
So they're building bare bones here.
Yeah, and I think that next year they're in serious conversations for a title.
I agree. I think you
at least for a conference title. But
I think you're maybe one superstar big man away, or like whether it be a power forward or a center. And I think you're also get better role players because I don't think Troy Brown Jr. or Matt Thomas or Tony Bradley or Derek Jones Jr. or even TT Tristan Thompson. I don't think they're getting it done.
Nope, they're not. And especially with Tristan Thompson, that's upsetting because like we brought him on to be the Rodman, the guy who's going to get all these rebounds and shake things up on the court, and it just like never materialized.
He says all the right things in the interviews, but he doesn't show it on the. To steal a phrase from Michael Jordan, whenever Kwame Brown was on the court, and he always said Kwame Brown was soft.
I agree, man. I do. I don't know. Let's talk about this real quick. This is just hypothetical, okay? This is more of just your opinion on things. Talking about some of these big-time franchise players, right? And trades and this kind of stuff. Do you think there's any way at all Luka ever leaves Dallas?
No.
Me neither. I don't think the franchise will allow
unless Mark Cuban sells that franchise.
Yeah, he'll always give Luka whatever it needs to
the
stay.
Same thing with Dirk Nowitzki. He was never going to let Dirk go. After he lost Steve Nash, he's guaranteed he's never letting it happen again.
No. Well, and because it was his fault.
Because in hindsight, he should have given Steve Nash the money and Dirk the money and had them both all of those years.
Yeah, and instead he just didn't. And I agree with that. I don't think that Mark Cuban ever allows. I don't mean that as like, I got him. But monetarily speaking, I think he's like, no. What do you want? What do you want? Just tell me what you want, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, and Dallas has a beautiful city to live in, especially if you have money.
Yeah, well, I feel like Dallas is a beautiful city to live in only if you have money. True. Because if you don't have money, shit ain't happy on the other side of the street.
It's true. You live in the poor sides of Dallas. But Dallas itself is beautiful.
It is. And there's, tons to do. So if you're a millionaire superstar, I think Dallas would be a really fun place to live.
Especially if you're a football player and you like stars.
Yeah, there's that.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm done if you're done. All right. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in for the Sports Talk Show, Garbage Time Sports as we call it here. We love you guys. Appreciate you guys. You guys have anything you want us to talk about as far as things we missed, all this kind of stuff, talk a little smack on our team, whatever. Let us know. Send us an email, blah, blah, blah. Love you guys. We bid you good day.
Bye.